At the start of December 2025, I kicked off my Wyreside Winter Carp campaign on Fox Lake at Wyreside Lakes with the quiet confidence I had a good feeling I'd catch a few carp. But I never imagined just how special it'd turn out to be. Through the winter months, the bites kept coming. Those early morning takes as the mist lifted off the lake. Daytime opportunities when I was least expecting get a bite. And in typical winter form, late night bites under the stars. Each run brought another stunning winter carp to the net. Hard-earned cold water rewards that made every session worthwhile. The key, keeping it simple, solid PVA bags presented effectively and fished with confidence, with no overcomplicating it, just trusting the tactics and letting the campaign unfold. Honestly, I never thought it'd go so well, and I've got another 2 months to go. Hi, my name's Lee and welcome to the channel. I'm currently set up back in Peg 7 again on Fox Lake, episode 7 of my Wyreside Winter Carp campaign, back under the Questifire Mark III bivvy, which I got up a lot faster this time, probably within a minute or so. It's an absolutely fantastic bivvy. I'll definitely be keeping it. I've got the rods out. I've got all 3 rods at 18 wraps, and yes, using the little solid PVA bags with a little bit of hemp oil injected into them. The pallets I'm using are Beta Stim DNA pallets, and I've soaked them with some of the Hydra Spod crayfish liquid, and that should give them lots of extra attraction. And as you can see, the sun is shining. It's an absolutely beautiful day today. We are on the 16th of February and those lighter mornings are creeping in. I was driving down the M6 this morning and by 7:15 it had started to come daylight. If this is your first time visit to the channel, thank you for clicking on the video. If you've been following the channel and you are already subscribed, good to have you back again. Okay, so rods have been out about half an hour. Right hand side rod, first bite, happy days. Try and get him kite over to the right, away from that other line. I think he's gone over it or under it, not sure. No, he's gone under the line. Bit of nip one, pearl one going on here. There we go. And back in the game. Step down on this ledge, make life easier. Bit deeper there. There we go. Just talking to Jim. He is a subscriber. So shout out to you, Jim, if you're watching, bud. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. Just get this one up and in the net. And we're golden. There we go. There we go. And get in that net. Well, that was a fast bite. Very nice. Let's get him unhooked and see how big he is. Super fast start to this session, and this little stunner at 11.5 pounds. Taken on the right hand side rod. Hopefully this is the start of more to come. Happy days. Chuffed as always. I know. It looks like that rainbow is shining right down on somebody over on Banton's Lake. Spectacular. Okay, so I put that cart back and had a quick cup of tea. Put my jumper on as well, because once that sun disappeared, I tell you what, it's actually cold. Look, see me breath. It's been a few hours now since I had that last bite, and was that rainbow really a sign of things to come? Can I actually get another bite before it goes dark? Well, half an hour later, I got the answer to that question. Oh, lovely. Left rod. Out of the way. And admire what we got in the net. Yes. Lovely common. Look at that. Lovely common. Hee hee. Result. Now that is a real result, and I'm a bit out of breath. Let's get it sorted out. Check that out for a common. It's actually £25 of get in my net. Who knew? Wicked result. Taken on the DNA. 10mm yellow PB pop up inside the solid PVA bag. Just awesome result. Proper winter common. Loving it. proper set of shoulders. I imagine this will push £30 at some point in the future. Right then, after I put that cork back last night, it should have been a simple job of just recasting that left hand side rod, which sounds really easy. But I haven't got any tree line markers to cast to, because on that far bank it's absolutely pitch black dark. And every time I recast that rod, yeah, it went way too far to the left or way too far to the right. So after 5 solid PVA bags and 5 casts, I finally got it on the spot I wanted it on. And the temperatures last night dropped down to about 0. Oh, that sun has definitely come up. I can just about see across the other side of the lake because it's that bright. I'm squinting. I can't decide whether recast the rods or get myself a ham and cheese omelette for breakfast. What to do first? I just decided recast the left rod, but then once I sat back down, I thought, yeah, I might as well just recast all of them, so I'm going to wind them in and get them back out with some fresh bait on and fresh solid PVA bags. But I've got a feeling I'm going to have to dig my shades out my bag because that sun is mighty bright. Popped on a fresh wafter, but the lead is wet, so give it a bit of a scrunch with some paper towel, and then got a bag of crumb there. That's just loads of crumbed up oilies. And give the bag a good shake, and then that way lead is lovely and dry. And if it was wet, as you can see, the inner channel bit damp there. Now got the crumb stuck in it. Won't burst my solid PVA bag just as I'm about tied or cast it out. Now, I mentioned earlier that, oh, this one was on a yellow one. I can't remember which carp it was, but yeah, I'm using 2 different colours on this session. Obviously the yellows and the oranges, and I've had bites on both, so yeah, they both seem to be working quite well in them solid PVA bags. That's all 3 rods back out, and I've moved them over a little bit just to make it easier to cast. The side of the bivvy was slightly in the way, but let's crack on with that omelette. You just can't beat a nice fresh omelette with ham and cheese when you're fishing. Delicious food. Get a little bit of pepper on it as well in a minute or two. I've added a little bit of pepper inside the omelette, flipped it over, give it a little final cook, about 30 seconds, and that's going on my plate. Let me tell you, that omelette was absolutely delicious. Really enjoyed that. While I was eating my omelette though, I was talking to a guy called Steve, and I've only just realised that the entire time I was talking to Steve, I'd had my GoPro stuck on my head while I was eating my omelette. Steve's down here for 24 hours. He's now set up in peg 6. Steve, tight lines. Hope you have a few. It's been about an hour since I had my omelette and I'm getting all these anxieties, but I do suffer with a condition called psychomotor agitations. Yes, psychomotor agitations. It's a little bit like ADHD. Basically, it means I've got ants in my pants and I can't sit still sometimes. I'm constantly wanting to do things. Well, I wanted to move me rods from there because I didn't like where they were. It was just doing my head in a little bit. One of them things that I was uncomfortable with. So I moved them over to that side of the peg. And now my psychomotor agitations are feeling a little bit at rest. Now I've got the rods pretty close together. For me, these are really close together. But you guys might be able to get your rods a bit tighter when you cast. Some people fish all 3 rods onto one spot. I'm a bit like Neil Spooner. To me, that's all 3 rods fishing on one spot. Not going to split hairs, but yeah, quite happy with how they are. Hopefully one of those rods will go off because yeah, after a fast start to the session, I was expecting a few more carp today. 10 to 6, and yes, as you can see, still daylight. Like I said, those lighter nights are creeping back in very slowly. Got the rods out for the evening. I'm not going to be recasting them. I'm not going to be doing anything with them at all until they go off. They are out for the night. I am going to sit on the edge of the bivvy door though, have a cup of tea, keep my eyes open, see if I can see anything. But once it's gone dark, nah, you can't see nothing. So it's all about keeping the ears open. Okay, while I'm waiting for one of them rods go off, let's do a quick CTC, committed to carp, Q&A. The first one is, what's my favourite rig? Well, my favourite rig is one of the first, if not the very first, carp rig that was ever invented, and that's just a simple hair rig with a knotless knot on a wide gape hook. I used to use curved shank hooks on them, but now I favour the wide gape. They just seem to get a better hook hold in the carp's mouth. The second question I get asked a lot is, what's my favourite boilie? Do I like using bottom baits, wafters or pop-ups? Which one do I favour more? Well, bottom baits and wafters complement my favourite rig, the standard hair rig and a knotless knot. A bottom bait and a wafter, I fish on that rig all the time and I use that rig a hell of a lot. That is the rig that I'm putting inside the solid PVA bags, which is basically a standard solid bag rig, but people don't give the hair rig enough credit, which is weird. And the next question, third question, is what's my PB and where did I catch it from? Kind of 2 questions in one. My UK PB is £32.14 and I caught it from Trent View, which I fished quite a lot through winter, the previous winter, a couple of winters back. And my French PB, believe it or not, is £73 8 ounce, and I caught that from Crete Lakes, April, maybe 4 years ago, 3 years ago. I forget, it's hard to keep track of things sometimes. I'm getting older. That's two different types of PBs, a UK PB and a French PB. On this winter Wireside campaign, I am trying to currently catch as many 30s as I can, or even possibly break my UK PB. Hence why there's been so many sessions on Fox Lake. I seem to be on the fish and I'm doing well, and I've already had 130 out. So maybe there's another 30 to be caught. I'm absolutely done in. I'm blowing a hooligan all night. Got up to about 30 odd mile an hour winds and I haven't slept much really. Oh, I think I'll just stay awake now until it comes daylight. Get the kettle on. Okay, so that was a windy night and it seems like it's taken forever for it come daylight. I did have a run, but when I came flying out the door, because I was already up and awake, I knocked my cup of tea over. That was absolutely gutting. And the next little bit of gutting news, it was another run on the left rod, but it was such a small carp when I was winding it in. I thought I caught a bream, so I didn't do any footage of that. I was a bit miffed. Really windy, really cold, so I just popped that one back in, jumped back in the bivvy and remade myself a cup of tea. Oh, thanks for sticking with the video. It did get a bit slow, but that's carp fishing, guys. I'm going to get packed up because this wind is reaching nearly 40 mile an hour gusts towards this evening, and I don't fancy sitting out in that. So then, a very cold and windy 48-hour session on Fox Lake. Another 3 carp landing in total, taking the tally to 17. And yes, I am counting that one. That was the size of a bream. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this session. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.